Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Journey Success Stories podcast. I'm Jennifer Sheffel, your host, and today I have with me Lisa Y. Jones. She is the wealth strategist and #1 best-selling author, and she's the business owner of Financially Awakened. Welcome, Lisa.
Hey Jen, how are you?
Fabulous, but even better because you're with
Good.
us and spending time with us today.
I'm excited to be here.
Excellent. Of course, today we will be talking about her business, what got her to business ownership, the challenges, but even more importantly, the best practices along the way. And she's going to share a true sneak peek into what it's really like to being a business owner. So if this is your first time to the show, make sure that you like and subscribe because you want to get notifications every time we have a new episode drop just like this one. So, of course, Lisa, welcome so much to the show. Please
Thank
tell
you.
us about yourself and the business and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah. Goodness, I have in a little bit been a serial entrepreneur. I was telling a colleague just the other day that my first business was in distressed merchandise back in the 90s. I would get a fax every single day. I'd go to Staples and pick it up, and I would figure out whether or not I had a market or an audience for that thing that was distressed and needed to find a home. That's how I got started in business. So the bug has always been there, even though I didn't really know that it was a bug and there was this desire to help people in some way. I was a sales director with Mary Kay for 10 years. That was one of the hallmarks of my professional life. It was an incredible journey. I learned a lot about leadership, managing people, things of that nature from that journey. Um, that journey is actually a part of this journey because I had no idea how to manage my money
Right.
as a solopreneur and as a commission only person that had to find the room to manage the expenses of the business and the expenses of the household. I failed miserably. I did. It is just a painful part of my story and actually is season one of the #1 best-selling devotional Financial Seasons that I wrote about my journey with money. And that's where I was when I met my husband, trying to keep this failing business afloat because I still had yet to figure out how to manage these two pieces. It was a little difficult to be self-employed, commission only in the DC metro area. And I had this idea that I had to, this image that I had to live up to. And so this mindset of being successful really was a struggle for me. And I failed miserably. So I ended up selling my house, trying to raise the capital to keep the business afloat. And that only was a band-aid because 2, 3 years later, I was still back in the same space again. And I finally went back to work and because I needed income. And that's where I was back in 2017 when we finally found our way out of debt. I know,
It's so powerful.
I know, but it was a painful journey, 2012 to 2017, and my husband's financial life was no better than mine, so we were struggling together. But we figured it out. We started doing financial coaching in 2015, trying to help other people get a little bit ahead with what we had already learned. And then 2017, I got licensed in life insurance because I saw that that was a big hole in what our clients had a need for. And, you know, the best businesses fill the need of the client, right?
Correct.
And so from 2017 until now, I've been doing financial coaching. I have shifted the type of coaching. Back then, it was mostly those that were desperately in debt. And honestly, Jen, it's because we were desperately in debt, right? And so you tend to do better the thing that you are championing, right? What
Yes.
what mantle have you taken up? And our mantle, my husband and myself, our mantle was getting out of debt. And then in 2017, when we got out of debt, we began to realize that was no longer our mantle, right?
Correct.
And our mantle had become, how do we have a healthy retirement, a financially healthy retirement, a physically healthy retirement, an emotionally healthy retirement? All of those things are so important. We're part of that sandwich generation, right? We are helping our children and we're helping our parents. You and I both know that well, right?
We do.
Um, and so I found by 22, 23 that that was the majority of our clients were honestly single, six-figure women and solopreneurs, small business owners that were trying to figure this thing out and prepare for the reality that these days retirement is about 30 years, right? So if we're
Right.
retiring between 62 and 65, many people are needing that income to last until they are 92, 95. I talked to a friend the other day, and her uncle just passed away. He was 109.
Oh my
He was
goodness.
109, Jen.
Oh, I can't
I
even.
know.
I've not
So
even heard of
I know. I was
109.
I mean, friends of ours, their mom passed away. She was 100 and a half, is what she was telling people. I'm a
Every day
hundred and a
counts.
half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Every day counts, right? And so, but he was 109. He
Wow.
was 109. So if we think about retirement, and I get real passionate when I talk about this, can you tell? When you think about retirement, we have three phases of retirement, and we have three phases twice, right? The first three phase is go go, slow go, and no go. So Mr. 109 is a no-go, right? He's not
Right.
trying to do a whole lot. He's happy to get his coffee, his breakfast, maybe put the teeth in. I'm just saying at 109, I'm not sure, you know.
Maybe get out
So,
of the chair.
right,
Like
he
we're
doesn't
winning.
care. He's doing, I can eat Twinkies all day if I want to. He's not caring, but he
No.
still needs his expenses managed at
Correct.
109.
Right.
So 69, 59, 69, they're go-go. They are traveling. They are not just visiting the grandkids, they're visiting the Grand Canyon. They're they are visiting, they're moving, they are still vibrant, full of life,
Yeah.
And then in the middle is the slow go years, right? And so honestly, the slow go is where medical costs tend to creep up.
Yeah.
And I tell people the best way to crack a retirement nest egg is to have a
Mhm.
medical event.
Yeah.
And we are
Agree.
not prepared financially for these seasons, these, phases. We're not. We are only thinking about the first one, right?
Right.
That takes me to the second three phase, right? Because now we have accumulation, we have protection, and we have distribution. And so the market as a whole, the industry as a whole, does an incredible job teaching us how to accumulate.
Hmm.
The problem that I find with my clients is they're not protecting on the way to distribution.
Nope.
We all know that taxes are going to very likely increase in the future, yet we haven't paid taxes yet on those retirement nest eggs,
Correct.
right? So the second way to scramble a retirement nest egg is to not pay taxes on it before you need it. And
Absolutely.
it is just insane. I was working with a client, single woman. She's retired military and retired federal. That's sort of a sweet spot for
Nice.
me. And she has almost $200,000 in CDs.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And she didn't understand why the heck she got a 1099 from the bank.
Bless her
Yeah,
heart.
bless her heart. I'm like, and so then she's frustrated because in
Absolutely.
retirement,
Yeah.
her taxation is super high. And I said to her, we haven't even started with Social Security. We haven't even started with the cost of Medicare, okay? And all of those things are tied to the taxation of the retirement nest egg. And so I sort of stumbled into this current season of helping clients because I was looking for solutions for our own retirement.
There you go. Yes.
We're 57, my husband and I, and, so we have a few years. Jen, are you going to retire? Do you think you're going to retire?
According to my husband, yes. Am I just going to retire? That's
I
not
don't think so.
not planning on it.
I don't
I'm
think
too much of a
so.
learner and I love
Yes.
people way too much to just like
Yes.
sail into the sunset. Now, am I going to
Yes.
maybe take a month off? Okay.
Absolutely. Often, right?
Yes. Yes.
And maybe work 5 hours a week or 10 hours a week or whatever. And are we
Yes.
even going to call it work? I doubt it,
No.
right?
I'll
Because
be
we
having
love
so
what we
much fun
do.
doing what I'm doing.
Yes. 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 And
I mean,
what
what
is
I'm
the
doing
adage?
now is a blast.
I know. What is the adage though? When you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, right?
Correct.
So, but we still need money to
Yep.
support, and we want to leave a legacy to our amazing children, right? Right. And I'm a big proponent. I don't remember which proverb it is, but it says that a good man or woman, for that matter, leaves an inheritance to his children's children.
Mm,
So it's legacy building. It has to
correct.
last longer than
Mhm.
us. And if we give
Right.
it all to the government, it's not going to last longer than us. Okay.
Hmm.
That's how I got in the business, Jen.
Which is why I love you, because how can we make sure that we set up our families, first and foremost
Yes.
ourselves,
Yes.
but our families instead of just
Yes.
giving it to Uncle Sam?
Yep. So I had this epiphany. I'm a believer. I think you know that. I was driving down the highway and the scripture came to my mind, and it's in one of the Gospels. And Jesus tells Peter to go get a shekel out of the fish's mouth to pay their taxes. And I thought he sent him to get a shekel, not 2 shekels. So
Correct.
why the heck are we paying more in taxes than we're supposed to when Jesus didn't pay more in taxes?
Fair. I love this. Yes.
Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, but no more,
Yep.
right?
Right.
That's sort of why we're giving the government way too much in taxes because we're not minding our store.
Right.
We're not
And
minding our store.
some generations don't like to talk about it
Mm,
or never
yes.
talk about it at the dinner table.
Yes. And we know this because we are those children, aren't we, Jen?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Completely, yes. That's why I bring it up
Yep.
because the beautiful people you
Mhm.
get to work with, we learn from our parents.
Yep. For sure.
But there's also so many things that they never learned. And let's be
Right.
also honest, these instruments
Yep.
for retirement have changed and been modified over the
They
years.
have. I
So
have
tell
I
me
have an
more.
annuity. I have an annuity product that will pay a 45% bonus to help you set up legacy and long-term care. Now,
Awesome.
I want to say this as a sidebar. Long-term care as an industry is probably the only industry that has tracked the baby boomers that has failed. It is
Mhm.
miserably underfunded. I personally have clients that have had letters show up from long-term care companies that say, we are no longer insuring you. They're just literally, thank you.
Whoa.
You've been giving us premiums for a decade. We have nothing to give you in return because they woefully underprepared for the cost of healthcare. Now, life insurance companies have capitalized on the health insurance companies' debacle. All right.
Nice.
And what they have done is they have put all of these riders on life insurance called living benefits that give you the ability to use your death benefit or the beneficiary amount on an annuity for living benefits. Let me give you an example. There
Yes.
was a woman that I met in Florida about a year ago. We were just in the waiting room, and I'm chitty chatty, is imagine that, and so my husband is like, how do you get these people to tell you their life, right? And I'm like, I don't know. So 10 minutes later, I find out her husband has pancreatic cancer
Oh,
and they are in Florida seeking treatment. And 15 minutes later, I know that they are very close to having to sell the house and sell the two businesses, the restaurants. He and his brother own these two restaurants, right? The brother likes the business, but her husband loves the business, right? So it's painful for her husband to consider selling, liquidating to the brother that he knows is likely not going to treat the businesses with the care and love that he would if he could continue, right?
right.
But they're running out of money. And I
Mm.
say to her, she doesn't know me. She probably doesn't even remember my name today, Jen. I say to her, do you know if your life insurance policies have living benefits? And she said, what's a living benefit? And I say, it is the ability to take a portion of your death benefit and receive it while you are alive for a medical event. And I believe pancreatic cancer is a medical event. So
Just
this is what I want you to do. Call the life insurance company that holds your husband's two $250,000 policies, term policies, Jen. And I want you to ask this question. Do these policies have a living benefit? I give her my card, send her on her way. She calls me 2 weeks later. Oh my gosh, they're sending us a check for $500,000.
yes. Yes. Aw, I love that.
Not, I mean, I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
That's what it's all about. That's why we do
This
what we
is
do.
what it's all about. They don't have to sell the house. They don't have to sell the businesses. They can be comfortable in the care that he is receiving. They can pay $18,000 a month for the vial of chemo that he's going to need for the next year.
Right?
You know,
Yeah.
that that's why I do what I do, because if I can show you how, and this goes back to what you said earlier, these tools have changed.
Yes. Yes.
They have updated themselves to be what we need them to be today.
Awesome.
And my job, my mantle is to tell the world and make sure that they understand what is available so that when dad has issues with dementia, mom can still have a retirement, even though dad isn't going anywhere for another decade, because outside of his mind, he's completely healthy.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
He's completely healthy.
Yeah. And he
He
still
just
needs
needs 24
groceries and all the things. He's still got expenses.
24-hour care is $100,000 a year
Mm.
minimum. Okay, and this is my story. I'm just going to say 24-hour care is 100 grand in rural South Carolina where we need it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, my friends whose parents are in Washington, D.C., it's almost $200,000 there.
Mm. Wow.
So if we have $100,000 20-year term, how long is that living benefit going to last? About a year.
Yeah, maybe.
And you're back, maybe, and you're back to the cracked retirement nest egg.
Yep. And
And so
even
let's
that's not going to sustain, probably.
absolutely, and let's take it a step further. How many business owners don't even have $100,000 term because they
Um,
keep putting money back into the business, thinking that eventually they'll take care of themselves and their families,
yeah, maybe one day.
maybe one day. So we work with business owners to create what we call key person policies
Yes.
Okay. So that, because then that's the other side. Something happens to you as the brand of the business.
Yep.
Who's going to carry it on? Our favorite mechanic in Kansas City. Um, it's a big blue building. He's awesome. And they do about $3 million a year in auto repairs,
It's
and
pretty good for an auto
it's
mechanic.
they are amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
He has no key person insurance on himself.
And he probably doesn't even have any kind of retirement.
That part.
Sorry.
No retirement, no life insurance on him, no key person insurance on the business. And I said to him, I said, dude, you have a staff of 12 people. You have 12 families that they're going to show up for work one day and the doors are going to be locked because you're not here. And think of the community that then can't be served
Correct.
because you are not here and the business is not here.
Hmm.
With a key person policy, it at least gives the surviving spouse or the business manager or the sales manager or the CFO or whoever that person is, it gives them the capital to keep the business alive, and you don't have to fire sale it or worse, shut it down.
Right. Just lock those doors.
Just, you know,
That
we
eats at
can
my
avoid.
soul when people just lock the doors. Window.
Yes, yes,
Mm.
it's incredible. And so this is the work that we've stumbled into because we were looking for a solution to our own retirement,
Yeah.
that we're not going to take, right?
True. Maybe.
So yeah.
It's legacy.
It is. It is. And
Yes.
it is it's one, so we're gonna have some go-go years. We're gonna
Yep.
have some slow-go years. Preferably we have a lot of no-go years, right? But as we move through accumulation into this protective mode so that the distribution isn't just distributed to us, but to our legacy. That
Yes.
is the key. That
Yes.
is just and it's insanely important and insanely under discussed.
Very, very much so. Yes. So when we think about the future,
Mhm.
some people don't ever want to think about the future because it's
Right,
scary or out of
right.
fear. But tell me, where do you see the business 5 years from now, Lisa?
So it's going to be sold very likely. It just is. I mean, we're in this space where, and you and I talked about this before we started recording. You're like, what is this fintech thing that I see on your on your LinkedIn profile? Well, you alluded to it earlier. We just didn't really bring it all together. The tools are so different now. I have an AI tool that helps me prepare for my clients.
Good. Yes.
I'm meeting with a client after you. She has $500,000 in her retirement portfolio. She's single. She needs it to slow go, no go, 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 slow go, no go, and then be there for her family and things of that nature. She's very specifically in need of these things, right?
Yeah.
I don't cookie cut. I go to my AI tool and I put in her case study and say,
Yes.
what is the best product, the best solution? It gives me back first iteration. And I'm like,
Right.
that's not
Yes.
quite, we need to tweak. Oh, yes, Lisa, you're right. Don't you
Of
love
course
it
I
when it
am.
does that? And so the fintech is the merging of the financial industry with technology. And
Awesome.
so it
Yes.
is very likely. Now, I will still be a partner. I will still oversee, but the day-to-dayness, it will have been passed off in 5 years. I'm
Perfect.
excited about that. Yeah,
The
I
way it
really
should
am.
be.
I
Pass
know.
off the
I know.
day to day and
Yeah.
me set strategy and
Yeah.
Yes, that's what
Yeah.
it's all about.
Yeah.
That's as business coaches what we coach people toward. We want people to work
Exactly.
on the business,
Yep.
not just in it.
Yep.
Go
Absolutely.
maybe check in twice a year, maybe quarterly, whatever you're
Hmm.
comfortable with, but
Yep.
you're not the day to day.
No. And we shouldn't be, right? Not there's this guy, his name is Terry. He works as a garden expert at Lowe's. Okay.
Okay.
We met Terry a couple of weeks ago when I was looking for new stuff for the landscape. My husband's like, more new stuff? Yes, we need more new stuff,
Always.
right?
Don't be judgy.
That's right. And you love it when it's done. You just don't,
Yes.
so there you go.
Hmm.
So I'm off gallivanting looking for the thing, and he's chatting it up with Terry. Terry's a Vietnam vet. Terry's easily 80 years old, Jen. Okay. And I said to my husband as we're loading our new goodies into the car, I said, Terry needs to work. And he said, "You're sure about that? I just thought maybe Terry wants to work." And I said, "Terry needs to work because he asked you to give him a Google review.
Mm,
If Terry only wanted to work, he could care less
true.
about a Google review.
Unless he got a bonus from the store because he got a
Maybe.
review.
Yeah.
But that's a very good insight. Yeah.
Mhm. We don't want to be Terry.
No,
We want to
no,
be working at 80 because we want to stay in the slow go a little bit longer, right? Not because we have to have the paycheck.
correct. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Aw.
And we're not we're not there yet as a
So did he
country.
go running up to him and tell him, I know somebody you got to talk to and give him your business card?
My husband is my best advocate. I call
Yes.
him my hype man.
He wasn't hyping at that point. He needs to
He
work a little
wasn't.
harder.
He wasn't. He was just, yeah. So, yeah. So
So
Terry has my card,
good,
because my husband did his thing. Um,
good.
and it's just been awesome. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, Lisa, as business owners, there are these gifts that we get from the
Mm,
business that we never
mm,
ever even intend, whether
that's
it's
true.
money or community, education. What's that thing that the business has gifted you?
I'm gonna say perspective.
Ooh, tell me more.
It has given me perspective, it's this mindset that it could be better
Mm,
or it could be worse, right? Your today, where you are today, when you look at through the lens, Jen, I have a 64-year-old client. She has $44,000 to her name.
mm,
That's perspective.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have another client, her retirement portfolio is 1.3 million, and all she wants to do is grow it. She doesn't want
Well,
to give to anyone.
ooh,
She doesn't want to be a philanthropist. She just wants to grow it. Two 64-year-old women, opposite ends of the spectrum.
completely.
Miss 44,000 only has 44,000 because she's given all of it away to her detriment. Miss 1.3 million has 1.3 million because she's miserly. Perspective.
Yeah. So in those moments, do you find it's more fear
Mm.
or I guess tell me more.
I'm going to say there is a dose of healthy fear.
Mm.
In my book on day one, it's a daily devotional, 1 year. You start on day one. Your day one is your day one. It's not January 1, right? But
Yeah.
on day one, I tell you a story of when I'm maybe 12 and my mom sits us down. My dad died when I was 4. And she says, no longer will I be able to buy for both of you when one of you has a need. So if one of you has a need, one of you gets something, not both of you get something. Do you understand? Yes, mommy. Right. And then my brother had the need first. He needed new shoes. So we go to the local shoe store And I'm waiting for my add-on gift because we always get an add-on gift. And she pays for the shoes. We walk out the door. My head is hanging. You know how we do at 12,
Open.
right? I'm
Right.
sulking.
Yeah.
And we get to the car and she looks at me and she says, I'm so disappointed. As the oldest, I thought you would understand. That was my very first real lesson. Did it create a little bit of healthy fear? Absolutely.
Hmm.
I don't ever want to be in a place where I want just for the sake of wanting and I can't have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
there's a little
powerful.
bit, yeah, there's a little bit of healthy fear there. I choose to see it as a catalyst instead,
Mhm.
right? You get to decide what you do with this information.
Yeah.
Is today going to make you bitter or better?
Mm. I love this.
Yes,
So the book, it's a daily devotional.
the daily devotional.
Tell everybody more because they need to get this book.
It's called Financial Seasons, financialseasons.com. And it's every day I tell you a story of my financial life. My husband shows up on day 50. And so from day 50 to day 366, because someone needs leap year, okay, we go on a journey and it's painful. I gave the book to a mentor and he called last night at 11 o'clock. I'm like, dude, you're in California. You really need to pay attention to the clock before you go. Right,
And understand time zones.
right. And so he calls and he was like, so I just read the story about the trip to Atlantis that your nephew didn't get to take. And I'm just saying, I didn't cry. I didn't cry. My husband says, if you have to tell us that you didn't cry, your eyelids were moist, dude. They're
My eyeballs are just sweating. I'm not
just
crying.
sweating. They're just sweating. I didn't cry. I didn't cry. My eyeballs are just sweating, right? It's raw, Jen.
Good.
And there are days that are awesome, and there are days that I was way too selfish,
Mm.
and, like the time we had a Bible study on sacrificial giving, and I thought, oh, I got that, until I needed to give away some of our grocery money, and I was not interested, right? So much for sacrificial giving, Missy, you know? So yeah, it's raw, it is real, it is profound.
Good.
It was painful to write for sure, you
I can
know.
only imagine.
Yeah.
But I can also only imagine the human you became
Mm,
in this process
mhm.
because of there's a lot when you put pen to paper
Yes.
and you
Yes.
write stuff down
Yes.
and that psychological bit.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's a commitment.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was still working full time, I only wrote on Saturdays. My husband would give me space. And there were days when he would come back and he would be like, "How many did you write today?" And I'd be like, "5. I wrote 5 today." And he'd come back on other days and there'd be, mucusy tissue all around me, and I'm just red, all puffy. And he's like, "How many did you write today?" 2.
I thought you were going to say a half of a day. But
Oh
it
my
makes you a
gosh.
stronger person
Yeah.
because there's a lot of reflection and
Incredible reflection. And there are days I still cry. Like, it's I can't remember the name of it. One for me, one for you. And it's the day where our daughter has to decide whether she's gonna get the cute blingy watch for the girl on the angel gift tree card, or if she's gonna keep it for herself and buy the girl on the angel tree card something cheaper. And I
mm,
give her space and I say, here's your budget. You have to decide if there's extra left over, you can keep it. But remember, it's all about, the gift for the person on the angel tree. And she chooses to buy the watch for the girl on the angel tree. and 2 days later finds out the exact same watch is wrapped in under the tree for her.
That is awesome.
I still have wet eyeballs. What did we say? Sweaty. I still have sweaty eyeballs right
No, they're
now.
just glittering. For you, they're glittering. If it's a guy,
Yes,
he's
yes,
sweating.
yes, yes. I have glittery eyeballs just now,
Yeah.
because prayerfully in that moment, she learned truly it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. And oh, by
Absolutely.
the way, because you received, you got to get, right? Or the other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
You give, so you get
yeah,
paid dividends. The
yes,
Lord is there
yes,
for you.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Can you tell I love what I do?
Yes. And that's why I love you. And that's why I was so excited to do this
Yeah,
podcast with you because
yeah.
you're such a true blessing and getting
Oh,
that word out to more people because what we've been taught in the past doesn't even hold a candle. And
it doesn't.
we need more education
Yep.
around how to protect ourselves
Mhm.
and what's in our best interest.
Yep.
So this is beyond powerful.
Yep.
This has been a great story, but we are kind of coming up on time. So I
Yes.
do have a couple of rapid fire questions for
Sure.
you. What is the key to success for you?
You have to know your why. You can't just work at something. You have to work at the thing that makes you a better person and your clients better people.
Absolutely. Well said.
Yep. Hmm.
What is your one piece of advice to other business owners?
If you are not excited about getting up in the morning to do the thing that you're doing, find something different.
Fact.
Yep. It is, this is not, it's time to make the donuts, right? It's not that's not the legacy you want to leave. And can I add on to that?
Absolutely.
It's okay if your children don't want your business.
Oh, this is important. Tell me more.
It's okay if your children don't want your business. Don't try to force it on them.
No,
They're just going to run it in the ground.
correct.
And then you're going to be mad at them and you're going to be sad that you didn't get more out of your business, for your business, the whole 9 yards. You're better off just selling it and
Mhm.
sending it off into someone else that doesn't feel like it's time to make the donuts, and letting your kids rest in the thing that brings them joy.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
What is a book or a podcast that you're reading or listening to right now?
So the books is two. It's The Noticer and The
Mm.
Noticer Returns by Andy Andrews. They're 15 years old, easily. But and I've read them already multiple times, but they've been stuck in my spirit recently. And so I went back to The Noticer Returns, but my women's Bible study that's on Monday nights, they haven't read them either, and they are all struggling with perspective right now. So I'm reading the first one with my women's Bible study, and I'm reading the second one by myself, and it's awesome.
I do that stuff all the time where I'm reading multiple or listening to multiple books at once. And I mean,
Yep.
yes, we have lots of books. So always learning. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. So here's a fun question for you.
Okay.
If you had a little bit of magic dust that you could sprinkle on a part of the business, what would it be?
Mhm. Team building.
Ooh, yes. Tell me
Yes.
more.
I never thought about team building until about 6 months ago. And I finally realized that by building a team, that is how I build deeper and can help more people, because now it's not about addition, it's about multiplication. And
Yes,
if I want to get this word out to the masses, I have to have lanes of people going deep. I can't just be me. And
correct.
it's a little selfish, Jen, to not want to pour into other people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, yes, team building is the area of the business And honestly, it's not even complicated. I just look for referral partners, people that are shoulder industries, so to speak.
Yes.
They're already talking to the business owner, they're already talking to the couple, they're already talking to the soon to be retired single six-figure woman. And they're like, I need you to meet my new friends. And so I go in, they're learning, but
Yes.
they're earning in a lane that they wouldn't otherwise be able to receive income from.
Yes. We call that leverage. 1 + 1 = 3.
Yes, there you go. I thought you said love bridge, and I'm like, really? Tell me more. I was like, no, she said leverage.
Leverage.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. I got it.
And we also say you have to learn to earn.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yep. So
All right. Before we get into the final question of the day, share with our audience how they can get a hold of you because they need you.
I can't wait to chat with all of them. Lisa Jones is very common. So on social media, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, or typically I'm not doing TikTok, Jen. I'm just saying. Okay. It's
You'd be so fun.
at Lisa Y Jones LYJ. At Lisa Y Jones LYJ. You can find me on those three medias using that handle. Hello at financiallyawakened.co. Drop me an email. I'd love to chat more. So, yeah,
Awesome. All right. So the final question of the day is what is most inspiring to you today?
leaving a legacy, just whatever that looks like. It doesn't have to, I'd love for our son to work with me in the business. He's an accountant, right?
Nice.
But he's very corporate minded right now, and that's fine. I'm not trying to, I'm learning from my own words not to try and force this on him, but
Yes.
it's great to help him build his own financial legacy, pass on those skills. We just set up our trust so that our kids can now learn what that looks like. And so even if we end up selling our business because our son doesn't want to continue it, he's still going to learn from it, and our daughter will as well. So just building that legacy, having the conversations around the dinner table that we didn't get to have, you
Yes.
know, that's where my heart is now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes. And he's got to earn his stripes in corporate in order to
Yes,
understand
absolutely.
more of
Absolutely.
why, back
Absolutely.
to your why,
Yeah.
it's so important for the blood, sweat, and tears when you're on
Yes.
your own.
Absolutely.
It's very different.
Yep. So,
All right. Well, this was a great conversation. I
yay.
really enjoyed hearing your story and more importantly, that you shared it. So
Yes.
thank you
I
so much.
appreciate it. Thank you for the invitation. It was great being here.
Of course. So, of course, I encourage all of you who are watching, definitely save the show, come back to it, and watch it again and again and again because Lisa Y. Jones educated us today, and you're going to want to save this, come back to it because there's great insights. You're not going to remember everything, which is fantastic, which is
Yes.
more of a reason you have to come back.
Yep.
So, of course, if you haven't liked and subscribed to our show yet, I'm not sure why you haven't, but please do because you need to get notifications every time we have a new episode drop just like this one. And thank you all for joining us today. And of course, a special thank you to Lisa Y. Jones.
Yay.